Well, look at it.
Hello and happy
Anyhow,
A.M.O.K Day.
actually, it's ammo day. No,
Oh.
That's right.
because
M.O.
isn't here. Pam is. I don't know what she's doing. She's saving the world or something like that.
She's a
Were they on a
superhero.
I don't know.
She's a superhero. We
She's a
can't
superhero,
talk about it.
and we can't.
She's undercover agent.
Or she's that CIA thing that she did.
I think she is.
Undercover agent.
Wasn't she doing something for the library or something like that tonight?
Library hitman. Yes.
Yes.
Think so.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Pam. I don't remember.
She's the accountant of libraries.
Yeah. So we won't. She's like Pam Wick. So she's going in there
right,
and taking care of things that need to be taken care of.
And she's good at it. Apparently, that's why she's not here.
Yeah. That's right. That's all right. That's okay. We miss her terribly, but that's fine. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
hurry back, Pam.
Arkansas week. So I got this. I got stuff. We have stuff going on this month. And I'm not going to talk about next month because next month is next month, and this is this month, and I'm going to talk about this month. So, hey, they got some interesting things coming up. Of course, Easter's coming up, so there's Easter egg hunts galore. I'm not even going to point out any one of them because every town's got several of them. So, if you got kids, take it to them. Make memories. Enjoy time with the kids because you may not always have that time with the kids, so do it. I know just here locally here in Fort Smith, there's city-run ones, and then multiple churches have them going on. So I'm sure in a town near you, there's fun as well. In Paragould, Arkansas, there's something going on in Paragould later on this year.
Oh, yeah. There is.
Anyhow, it's something scared to talk about.
Scared City presents
something.
Oh yeah, that's later on. But
that's
on the 12th, on the 12th in Paragould, they're having a motorcycle scavenger hunt.
Ooh.
And
find motorcycles.
That would be kind of fun.
That would be kind of fun.
Bug.
Yeah. I wonder if they can
find this kind of motorcycle over here.
What do they call them? Like poker runs or something like that? I guess it could be something like that. But it's a motorcycle scavenger hunt, and that's going to be at 320 South 2nd Street. It's $10 per rider. But it sounds like if you ride, you want to have a reason, and it's pretty nice out that general direction. And that's that. On the 17th, we have, if you're into networking, they have this really kind of interesting thing up in Springdale at the I don't even know how to pronounce it, Bauhaus Beer Garden, and it is drinking beer and miscellaneous pretzel type stuff and German type foods.
Schnitzels.
I don't know if that. Yeah, I don't know nothing about schnitzel. I don't know schnitzel at all. But I do know that it's basically just coming to this place that I don't know how to pronounce it. Bauhaus, Bauhaus, Beer Garden, Biergarden.
Bauhaus.
Beer,
yeah, there you go. Ask the German speaking dude.
Yeah, Bauhaus.
Yeah, Bauhaus.
Nix verstehe.
But anyhow. It's mainly, hey, let's get together and let's talk about small businesses and do some entrepreneur some stuff together. And so that's cool if you're into that kind of stuff. I'm dumb, so I can't start any business. Before that, on the 14th, this is in Eureka Springs, and this sounds like a cool thing. And obviously, they do it often. It's the first time I've heard about it, but it seems like something they do quite often. They even have a website. But at Harold's Diner in Eureka Springs, on the 14th, they're having what they call Porch In Movies, and they're having on that evening specifically, they're doing a double feature, E.T. and Close Encounters.
Nice.
So they say bring your lawn chairs, so I'm assuming it's an outdoor theater, so that'd be kind of fun. Just to go watch these fun movies with a whole bunch of other weirdos, because I know I'm a weirdo and I like to eat things too.
And bring your M&Ms too.
I never cared for that song, "Turn On Your Heart Light." Just like, come on, Neil, you can do better than that. Anyhow, I do like Close Encounters, though. That's kind of fun. And every time I eat mashed potatoes, I think I'm going to make me a little mountain, but I never do because I know I'm being watched. Anyhow, yeah, what do we got on the 24th? Now, this is something that you might want to travel in here for, Shauna. On the 24th, here in Fort Smith at the Convention Center, they're having Girls' Night Out Wild Nights.
Oh.
And I don't know. The picture just had a whole bunch of scantily clad men. So
that'd be something I could take Pam to.
So I thought that was kind of funny here in town. So
gonna have a bunch of scantily clad men in town.
Usually at our convention center we have things like Sesame Street events. So this seems like on the other side of the spectrum.
Disney on Ice.
Disney on Ice, yeah, things like that. Yeah, from Big Bird to Big Boys, I guess. But
there you go. Yeah.
My wife's got a story. You just got to ask her. In her younger years before me, but her and her mom went to a show like this, and I went
to a show like that when I was at Fort Polk, and
but yeah, I love it when Tina tells the story because it's hilarious. So next time we get together, you guys can ask her. I'm not going to tell the world. You already know enough. Anyhow, okay. And the last thing I'm going to put on here is the opposite end of that again for you music lovers out there at Simmons Arena and there in Little Rock on the 27th. Mercy Me is in concert, and if you've never seen Mercy Me in concert, if you're into Christian music at all, they are a group you want to see. They put on an excellent show. Not to mention they have excellent music. Okay, enough of that.
That's all of April. Going on.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. It'll build up because now, we're getting out of the.
Get better.
Yeah. Did it try to kill any of you guys this past week?
Did what now?
The weather.
Oh, a tornado. Yeah.
Friday was a mess.
Say that's bad. I don't like tornadoes.
Tornadoes last week was a mess.
My nephew lives in Franklin, Tennessee. And he sent me a picture of a tornado. He said, "Yeah, this is just off my porch." I said, "Get in your hidey hole."
Right? Wasn't there a video going around of this couple that went out and grabbed their dog out of the little gate thing they had, and right after they brought the dog in and tore that whole shed? And...
Yeah, no time after that. Yeah, that's crazy.
They were.
I don't like tornadoes.
I don't either.
Yeah,
they do. I'd rather worse out a hurricane than a tornado.
Speaking of sucking, that's a perfect segue to this. Now,
vacuum cleaners. We're talking about vacuum cleaners.
we have 13 people on there, and I know 13 people. I know quite a few of them are here because they want to hear who our guest speaker has come to talk about. And something happened because they were telling me half hour ago, more than a half hour ago, they're like going, "Hey, let's get the link so we can log on to this thing and do this." And they didn't show up. And they said, "Okay, do you need me to email it?" They're like, "Yeah, send it to my email." And they're still not here. So,
but they may figure it out, and they may end up showing up. Tomorrow.
They may.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe
tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I don't. We don't have a show tomorrow. I don't think.
Well,
I mean,
it'd be the after.
I don't have a show tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow.
Aftershocks.
Aftershocks. Yeah. Did you guys hear about the structures under the pyramids? Yes, Polar Nights. I have. It's pretty interesting.
Really?
So back to you.
We have a
Back
whole
to
bunch
you.
of people here.
Yeah, we got people watching.
We do.
Tina's
we
watching.
do.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Polar Nights.
Oh,
Hi, Tina.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Julie.
there's my wife saying
She got
you're
kicked
broke
out.
is why you
That's
can't
funny.
start a business.
And
That
she
is
got kicked
true.
out.
I am broke. I
Same.
don't like.
Well, Go for
that's
Broke Day
terrible.
was the other day.
Ah.
That was the holiday.
And that's what you were talking about. Which pyramids? There's all kinds of pyramids. You talk about the one in
Egypt.
in Memphis.
Egypt.
I've seen the one in Memphis. I haven't been to Egypt.
So what about the?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear about the structures under the pyramid.
It's been all over. They've been. I think they've been using some kind
I've been hearing nothing about the dire wolves, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have woolly mammoths next, and then Jurassic Park is gonna meet Terminator because we have AI and people working around with."
That ain't a dire wolf.
Genetic.
That is a hybrid animal.
Not.
That is not.
I know.
You know,
it's a mutation, is what it is.
It's a mutation.
There's two T's. Mutation.
Well, they mutated a gene that was extinct to a gray wolf.
Yeah.
So it's a mutation.
Mute.
Okay. So it's gonna be a big giant wolf.
That's what
with teeth
that big. Said.
That's gonna be mean, and no, it's not gonna be mean. They are cute as a button, though.
What?
Oh, yeah. They're gonna be so docile, you know.
Sure, they will.
Riding them to work, and you know.
They wolves will eat people.
They made them without teeth.
I think wolves they're adorable. I look forward to seeing how that's done. But I don't know about I do not know about them mutating genes to create something. Just like cloning. They're gonna be trying to clone a woolly mammoth.
Wait a minute. Here we got I see
I
Ted
thought they might.
And Dan,
I see a hand.
Ted and Dan with two ends. So I'm gonna bring them in. So
I see a hand.
I'm warning you guys because I had the paranormal grab bag.
Okay. Before we
ready
start,
to go. What?
Before we start.
Like I said, I was going to answer this Polar Nights person.
Oh.
Yeah, pyramids are structures under the pyramids. Apparently, they've been using ground penetrating radar, and they've discovered there's like 5 or 6 levels that are underneath the pyramids and the Great Sphinx. So it's kind of.
Did they find the nose too?
Haven't you seen Stargate?
That eroded. Oh, I agree. But they just finally admitted they found it. So anyway, Ted and Dan, take it away.
Ted and Dan. See, Ted and Dan sounds like a 50.
Like Bill and Ted.
60s, like
an ice cream place.
Beach band, like Jan and Dean. You have Ted and Dan. So you guys got hits.
Ice cream place.
Welcome to the show.
Well, I can't hear Ted or Dan
because we're talking.
You got to push the button. I think you're muted.
No.
Are they not muted? Hello.
No.
They probably have to go out and come back in, and I don't know. I'm not. This is not Zoom, so I have no idea.
Yeah. He's in the show, and he's not muted.
Wave your hand if you can hear us, Ted and Dan. Okay, we
can
hear
us. Big Adventure. See?
There you go. Ted and Dan's Big Adventure. Yep. I can
see you guys.
I can see you, but we can't hear you.
Check your
Polar Night says it's okay.
Check the system settings and see if your microphone's turned on.
No peer review of the work about the pyramids because the real archaeologists think it's bunk.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, this is what I know about it, which was nothing, but I knew something.
They're not
about
muted. They're turned way up.
I
got you. Yeah, on our side we're good.
I don't know how to do it on the phone.
Oh, he kicked himself. Anyhow,
they'll be back.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. Maybe. Well, let's hope so.
But yeah, well, if you watch the video for the dire wolves, it talks about, and it's so funny because the anchor woman at the very end said it just plainly, like really sad, like, oh, what could go wrong? I was like, yeah.
Now can we hear you?
No. No.
Yeah, speak. Are you speaking?
Yell real loud. Sign language.
Nope. Still
Well,
no.
they're using their phone, so let
Yeah,
me see.
Is your volume turned up on your phone?
yeah, that wouldn't.
The volume wouldn't be a
You
problem. Um,
Sometimes it does for some apps.
don't have
let's
a.
see.
He's using a computer. He's using his laptop.
Oh, he's using a laptop.
So he needs
Okay,
to select
laptop.
his. He need
He needs to
when
select
you
his mic.
came into the room. Did you select a microphone? Huh. Well,
Mm.
Did you test the microphone?
because you are not muted on our side. You are. Now you are. Let's see if I do this.
I heard something.
If computer mic.
Nope. They're haunted, I say.
A.M.O.K at our finest, guys. We wouldn't be known as A.M.O.K any other way.
if you uh, hit the settings button underneath the thing, it should come up with your audio, and then it'll show you what microphone you're using, and when it's showing it that it's actually using it, it will the line will go up and down because it shows that it's actually picking up your voices. In theory.
Anything?
There you
Oh,
Awesome.
go.
yes.
Woo!
We started pressing buttons, man. We started pressing
That's
buttons.
the way it
Okay, I
goes.
think
All right.
we
Hey,
It's
thanks
got
for
like
joining the show. That's
it's
all we
like
got. All right.
it's like poking a bear, man. You finally get a reaction. There you
yes,
go.
absolutely.
We
There you
do.
go.
Mm,
You
well,
guys got
we
bears
got
up
time.
north, don't you?
Are
You
There you
y'all
still
go.
in a
there?
haunted
We got
place
bear,
now?
we got bear fans in Indiana, but no actual bears that I know of.
Oh.
Well, okay.
All right. All right. Let's make up for some lost time. Who are you and what do you know?
Just on
Tell
the
me who's
spot.
who. Which one's Ted? Which one's Dan? I'm guessing you're
I'm
Ted,
Ted.
and that one's Dan.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Nice to
So
meet
tell
you
us a little bit.
guys.
Nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet you.
you.
Tell us a little bit about yourselves first.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
president of Saving the Old Properties. So, uh, president of saving like the Asylum, the Stone Mansion, Blackford County Jail, Jim Jones Church. So we have several properties.
Oh, right
And,
on.
so
Nice.
tired of seeing them tore down.
Right?
Are they
So
all in the
I
same
mean,
area?
even if
Oh,
there wasn't
sorry.
going to put anything else there, they just hey, we're done with them. We'll tear them down. So we got tired of that. So we started doing something about it in
Well, that's good because
1996.
history, man. It's all about
Yeah,
history, and
Yes.
yeah. I mean,
they're like they'll tear it down and just leave vacant lot there, and they're happy with that. I'm like,
for
nah,
parks,
I don't like
for
that.
parking. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, all I do, I was president of the Historical Society here in Randolph County. And when these guys bought the infirmary out here, they called me and asked me if I wanted a job. And I said, yeah. So I was
Yes.
historian. I was historian, and that's what I still am, and tour guide.
Well,
Okay.
I'm really interested because we're going to come out there next month,
Oh, good.
and
Well, good. I'll
I'm
meet
looking.
you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually as close to giddy as I get. That I'm pretty excited about this one. So, uh, tell us a little bit about the building itself. You're a historian. Tell us what it's all about.
Historian wise, well, it was built in 18. This particular building was built in 1898 99. All right. And it's had 1,498 people go through the doors. It's had, that's counting caretakers too. And it's had 501 people pass away here
Just at this building
just in this building.
Wow.
during
And you
its.
said it's like 66,000 square feet. What?
There's
How many?
66,000 square feet.
60,000.
So
60,000 square feet.
60,000. So that's still
Well, that's a pretty good
that's not a
size.
yeah.
It's a
That's no
big
chump of
building.
a building. That's a big old building.
And that's
So
one building. One building.
it's just one building.
It's a huge building.
Can you guys hear
Yeah.
that?
That's huge.
It doesn't
We-
look that big from the outside, but once you get in here, our escalators and elevators do not work.
But
In
you're
other
the
words,
area
there
of
is no
up, right?
escalators. There are no escalators or elevators, and so you're going to do a lot of stair climbing.
Never have.
Oh,
No,
fun.
I'll be coming there with Canadians, and they're a strong group, so they'll carry us and our equipment up and down stairs. So,
Okay, good for
Um,
you.
so, so tell me why is it haunted? What
Why do
makes
you
it a
believe
haunted
it's
building?
haunted?
There's been 501 people pass here,
Yeah.
and so there are a few spirits here. And
Have you seen him?
I've seen one. I've had
That's enough.
one first-hand experience, and I've seen an apparition from the waist up.
Just a half a
Oh,
body? Yeah.
man.
That's freakier to me than seeing a whole body.
Wow.
This place is haunted. If the Travel Channel done a special out here on the 10 most haunted places in the world, we're number 10 in the world.
Oh, right on.
Wow.
So we are haunted for sure.
So-
I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I was 14 years Army infantry and 20 years a firefighter, and there wasn't much that I was afraid of, needless to say. So I didn't believe it was haunted. But I didn't work here for just about a year, and then I had seen my half figure, and I'd had an apparition lay his hand on me, and it about made me pass out and give me the cold sweat. He was trying to draw my energy from my shoulder, and so
Oh my
needless to
God.
say, all my skepticism went right out the window.
It
Wow.
tends to do that when you see a half a body apparition. Because
Yeah,
you're like, well, that, or being touched, you're like, okay, now, wait a minute. No, I get it, because I was a total non-believer before I got into this gig.
I was too. I was definitely. My dad used to tell me there's nothing there at night that's not there in the daylight. And
Yeah.
I always argued with him. Yes, there is. You just can't see it at night.
Yeah,
That was
exactly right. I did. See, and what's so funny is in the paranormal, you have a harder time seeing it during the day than you do at night. So it's like, okay,
Not here.
why do we ghost hunt in a dim building or
Well, you don't have
you know,
to here. We've seen shadow figures and everything else here in the daylight.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's
And I saw
I'm
half
looking forward to
person
it.
as well, and it was the bottom half.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I
seen
seen
one-
that once.
He's seen one.
All I
come
saw was
up
legs.
and he thought he was going to hit him,
Yeah.
and he drew back to cold cock him, and realized it was a ghost.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So was it all?
I watched-
This place is
Right.
haunted beyond any doubt.
Okay.
All right. I'm looking
Was it
So
forward
is there
to it.
any particular part of the place that's haunted or just
Well, the most haunted place in the building is by far the basement. And
What is it
number
about
two
basement?
is the attic.
Mhm.
And number three is the ladies' side on the first floor. And number four is the men's side on the second floor.
See, you got them ranked. I like it. No, I forgot the size of the group that we're going to go, but it sounds like a big enough building that we'd be able to spread out pretty good and
Oh
be
yeah.
be in different areas. What exactly was the building?
Oh, during its history, it started out as a infirmary, and then
Just a regular hospital?
Yeah.
yeah, long-term care. So if anybody had TB or all kinds of long-term disabilities, or where they have to be sick but they're very contagious, they didn't want them in town. So like,
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think, polio. So anything contagious, measles,
Cholera.
cholera, they sent them
Mm.
out here so they wouldn't infect the town. And you you left healthy or feet first.
Or dead.
So were the cholera ghosts in the boiler room? I just want to know.
Cholera ghosts?
Yeah. I'm sorry. That you
I
got to
don't
forgive
think
me. It's a show. It's a show. No.
Okay.
No.
So
Anyhow.
it started off as a hospital. Then
no,
it
the cholera ghost. I don't think we're in the day or in the boiler room, but we've got every floor has a sick room, and there were several people in the sick rooms,
Yeah,
and so
that's terrible.
Quarantine room.
quarantine
Yeah.
rooms.
Yeah,
okay.
you did not leave that room. There was
No.
bathrooms, a pass through for meds, you know. So
Yeah. And
so anyway,
still
so
the same, still the
501.
same way in those type rooms in the new hospitals still have the same thing. So yeah, it's
Thing of it is,
pretty
Dan
wild.
said that this place started off to be an infirmary. Truth of the matter is, it started off in 1851, mandated by the state of Indiana to be built here as a poor farm. If you had a mental handicap or a physical handicap, you could live here for nothing.
Oh
Oh,
And
wow.
every county in Indiana had one of these facilities. Every county had one. Now
Yeah.
there's only about no more than 3 or 4 of them still in operation today, and this was not in operation no more. It was done in 2006.
so,
Yeah,
Okay.
but
ended
you
up as
said it started.
It ended up as a nursing home.
so we're a lot of
Okay.
hats over the years.
Now, are
Yeah.
there any
It's,
infamous residents that have been there?
Mm,
Well, there's a couple of spirits that are still here.
yeah.
One of them hung herself here,
Oh.
and she's pretty infamous. Her brain was pretty much fried. Her husband died 8 years before she was put in out here by her son, and her husband died of syphilis. And
that's
so, needless to
Oh.
say,
that's
there
not
was
fun.
no cure. And not only did he cheat on her, but he gave her a death ticket too.
Oh my
Yeah.
In the
gosh.
30s,
No, terrible.
1930s.
That was in the 1930s.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
the building was
So
built in
nobody
1890.
infamous before they came here, as far as we know, but they became infamous for us here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's good.
Definitely.
Especially since they're still here.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, well,
Definitely.
like I said, I'm the historian here, and I do the tours. I've done a deal with these folks. I told them when I first started doing this, you folks don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. I'm not going to try to move you on or nothing like
Right.
that. If you want to stay here forever, you're more than welcome to. And so it's pretty much worked out like that.
That's cool.
Just a judge that put his hand on my shoulder that I thought I was going to pass out is the only one that's really messed with me.
And
That's not messing with you. It could be like going, "Hey, man, how you doing?"
Well, it was the Booth brothers were here, and they both had SLS.
Yes.
SLS.
They both had SLS cameras, and they could tell me everything he was doing, and so they
Yeah.
did tell me. I knew when he put his hand on my shoulder because I broke out into cold sweats. He was definitely drawing my energy so he could materialize,
Yeah.
Mm.
and it got me.
That's that.
It
Interesting.
did get me. So I know the judge is still here, and I know Ida, the lady that hung herself, is still here. When you come here, I'll tell you the whole story about Ida because I'm not allowed to tell her story in her room anymore.
Oh
Because
no.
Oh.
we had a guy doing a podcast here from Terre Haute,
Mm-hmm.
and he went in her room to do the podcast, and he asked her point blank, Ida, what do you think of Ted Martin telling everybody that walks in the door your story about the way you hung yourself? Well, he had a spirit box and a recorder, and so he got her answer. She answered him. She says, "I want that guy dead."
Oh, that's not
That's
nice.
me.
Wow.
She doesn't. I don't want me dead. I don't think it's funny. I didn't like it at all. It
I don't
bothered me.
blame you. It would bother
I'm a
me
big fan of
too.
living.
I
I
am
I'm a
like
big
too.
fan of living.
breathing is good.
We
That
have a
what made him
question
a
from.
believer.
That made me a believer for sure.
We have two questions from the chat. The first one is from Leozard. He says, "Any history of witchcraft in the area or like old pilgrim villages?"
What now? Say it again.
I'm sure there's pilgrim
Is
villages.
any history of
What?
witchcraft in the area or like old pilgrim villages?
No.
No, this was.
And then
Randolph
ginger.
County, I will say this. Randolph County, Indiana is a free state. There was no slavery here, allowed here, but neither were they welcome. I will say
Mhm.
that. And when Randolph County was the first county in Indiana to open the first black college. And so, yes, there was like voodoo, a little bit of voodoo problems and stuff like that. There was 3 black settlements in Randolph County. And yes, there was some voodoo problems here.
Yeah, a lot of Quakers here. That's why
Yeah,
they were
Randolph
welcome.
County is notorious for its Quakers.
Oh, the other
And
question we got is there a marked cemetery at the poor farm, or were people just buried in unmarked graves?
go ahead.
Yeah, they're unmarked. And prior to 1900, we didn't know how many people were here. And now, from 1900 on, we had records of at least 51
Buried.
buried here. Yeah, nobody claimed them, so they buried them out back. But since then, with ground penetrating radar, they've lost count so far at 234.
That's
And just
crazy.
234?
234 with one mass grave. And there was a cholera epidemic in 1847. And
There was one in 1920 as well.
yeah, but they didn't get buried out here, as far as we know. The mass grave, I think they didn't know what to do with cholera people. You know, some graveyards
No.
even have them buried off to the side so that people come visit their loved ones, they wouldn't catch cholera because it works its way through the ground.
I could tell
Oh,
you
yeah.
what happened in 1920. In the early 1920s, there was a cholera epidemic in Indiana, bad, and there was only 2 morticians in Winchester, just 2, and they couldn't keep up. And so the county commissioners put together an ambulance crew that done nothing else but go pick up cholera cadavers.
Wow.
Man,
And
My
I hate to
God.
have that job.
they were told to
Yeah.
take them to the morticians if possible. Well, it wasn't possible. The morticians couldn't keep up with them. So the ambulance crew was also told that the county owned this building, and they were also allowed to bring them out here and stack them down in our basement along the wall down there. And that
Wow.
was for a mass burial
Wow.
when they were going to bury them all. And so, needless to say, your morticians are thinking money, 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 money. And so
Yeah.
they put money together they had, and they bought an embalming table. And then they found out they couldn't really embalm a cholera cadaver because if you embalm them and put them up for a funeral in a funeral home, you'll kill everybody in a funeral home, like the
Yeah.
COVID.
Kind of
Yeah.
catchy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, cholera was bad.
Wow.
Good bad.
Yeah. And it
This-
killed you within about 8 hours.
Cholera was bad. Cholera was hog manure in your drinking water.
So Julie's asking if you allow people to go to that grave site to be able to do
Yeah,
grave
you
site
can walk
investigation.
right out there. You can't tell
Yeah.
where anybody's buried because there's no markers. It's a pauper's grave site, but you can tell where some of the graves are because they were buried in pine boxes and the pine box has rotted and sunk in.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
you
yeah.
so you
Yeah.
can see
You know,
where a lot of the graves are.
no bears out there. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Now, you said
you
you
can
were a
use
hit. Go ahead.
you can
Okay.
use, I was going to say
Sorry.
you can use dowsing rods to find some of them
What?
also.
Go ahead.
You said that you were a historian. How long have you been a historian, and did becoming a
Ever since I
historian?
retired from my regular job that I had in 2010,
Mhm.
I was completely retired then. I was 61 years old at the time, and I got interested in politics and history. And so I joined the Historical Society and soon became president of it. And I got elected to the Randolph County Council too. I wasn't a commissioner, but I was on the Randolph County Council.
Now,
They got a
when did
great
you?
museum here.
Yeah, we have a great museum in Winchester.
Now, did your history knowledge and everything bring? Let's see. How do I ask this question? When did you become not skeptical about ghosts? Was it part of your journey as a historian, or?
No, it was
No,
not. It
no,
was after I started working out here with these guys, and I
I
saw
said
that
that
half
earlier.
figure.
Half body. Yeah.
I saw the half body go across between the kitchen and the female's dining room down in the basement. And when that judge put his hand on my shoulder,
Now,
when
you said
when
you were in
that
the
thing,
military too,
yeah,
right?
I was 14 years Army infantry too.
Thank you for your
Thank you for your
service.
service.
Thank you.
Um,
I'm a vet. She's a vet.
yeah. Your time in the military and your time being, you said you were a firefighter, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm. Chief.
Your time being in the military and being a firefighter, do you think any of those time frames, if you look back, that maybe something paranormal may have happened to you during those times?
Well, like I said, I was a
Don't you shake your
firefighter.
head.
I was a firefighter, and so I have seen bodies,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and needless to say, if you don't make light of some of it, it'll drive you batty because you
Yeah, my
see
dad said
so
that.
much stuff. And so we called bodies at that time crispy critters.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
No,
Yeah.
I totally
You
get
know,
it. I've seen it.
it's not
yeah,
funny. It's not
Yeah.
funny,
right.
but
No,
it's very
Describes
sad.
them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it
when
is
when
very
you're
sad, but you have to have a kind of like my dad's a cop, and he said at
I'm
the
a,
time as a
and I'm
cop
a
he had to
medic.
make
We all
light
have dark
of.
humor, so yeah.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
so
You
so you said
understand
when you
the
said
dark humor.
yeah, oh yeah. When you were
Yep.
you say you see this half body apparition, where'd you see it at?
What?
You said when you saw that half body apparition, where was that at?
It was down in the basement between the ladies' dining room and the kitchen. Who I saw was a lady called Doris Addington. She came here when she was 11 years old. She was dumped here by her sisters when she was 11 years old, and she
Wow.
died here in 1984 when she was 81. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And so you do the math. That's 70 years that lady cooked 3 meals a day for an average of 40 people every meal.
So it makes
Wow.
sense that she's still there because that's where she spent so much time there. So
It was
yeah, that
her
makes
life. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
yeah,
her life.
yeah.
And
So but
she is a sweetheart.
Well, that's
so
cool.
you saw that and was that in the daytime you saw that or was it
No, it was dark. It was after the
yeah.
sun went down. It was
Yeah.
dark. There was a young lady standing right behind me in the ladies' dining room, and I was pointing out the lead-based paint on the wall and telling her,
Hmm.
"Don't ever lick the wall," and making a
Oh.
joke. And the next thing I knowed, she turned around. She's standing behind me, and she let out a scream. And
Oh.
personally, I thought I was going to wet my pants. I sincerely did. She scared me to death. And she grabbed me by the arm and spun me around. So I was looking at the door. And when she spun me around, I saw Doris float right by that door from the waist
Yeah,
up.
it's awesome.
And so that young lady was standing right behind me. So I got a witness too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
And the first time you
Uh,
used your night vision camera, what happened?
Well, I had a FLIR camera that hooked onto my cell phone, and I was shining it down the first floor on the men's side. Of course, this place is segregated by gender. Shining it, I was looking down the hallway on the men's side, and I saw a green, cold wheelchair with an old woman in it making her way down the hall, coming right at
oh
me.
yeah, right on.
And so, needless to say, I was fascinated by it. I did not click the photo on my
Uh,
phone. I should have. I didn't get a picture. I just sat and looked at it with my mouth hanging open. I couldn't believe it.
yeah, and I've
But
I've been in that
I've
situation
I've
myself
seen
where I was
things
like, my
here
mind was
enough that
being
I
blown.
believe it now.
Yeah, I've been
So I
there. My
can't
mind
wait
is
till you
being
guys
blown, and I
come
didn't
so
do
we
what
can
I
show it
needed
to
to
you
do.
too.
I look back at it and go, man, I should have done this
I've seen a
at that
lot
moment.
too, but Ted's
Now
the
that's
one
what
that
you're
was
saying.
the
You saw that.
skeptic
You
beforehand.
saw the bottom half of
So
somebody. Where was that at?
I wasn't sure about this place, but I've had enough happen now that I know.
You know,
Yeah.
where'd you
It's
see your
real. It
where'd you
is
see your
real. I don't doubt it
half body?
one bit no more. I
Dan,
Where'd you?
admit, I did. I doubted it completely. I did not believe in it.
A lot of
that's
people
awesome.
don't until it happens to them. That's the one thing that I always tell everybody. Yeah, you may not believe what I felt, but you should go visit it for yourself to see.
Yeah.
And
And that's the way it should be. I mean, you should be a skeptic until
yes,
yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
still a skeptic.
we've had a lot of groups come through with skeptics in there, and I said that's great because you know if you see a dust orb, they'll probably point out it's dust.
It's dust or a bug.
Yeah, they're not going to
Yeah,
say, "Oh, that's a," So you need a skeptic, I think,
yeah.
sometimes in
yeah,
each group.
always,
Yeah,
always.
It causes a lot of arguments between me
yeah,
and my wife.
yeah. So many
But hey,
stories.
I'm looking forward to when you guys
Yeah,
come.
oh yeah,
right.
We'll
we'll be the
both
nice
be
people.
here.
Then
We'll
there'll be
both
the
show you
foreigners, the
around.
Canadians.
And when we
You
first
know,
got it, it was just off the charts. I mean, I say if these walls want to talk, and they did, my
Well,
word.
speaking about the walls, how do you see the future of the asylum in terms of historical preservation and paranormal exploration?
It's
what a
got a
good
brand new
question.
metal roof on it. I think it'll last without any problems for at least 200 to 300 more years.
Yeah,
Good.
and if somebody comes in
Will
and
you
says it
still be
hasn't
there?
changed at all, what have you guys been doing? That's a pat on our back
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
exactly.
the windows are in, the roof's not leaking, the foundation's good shape. We started recording everything to show what it takes just to keep it looking as is.
Yeah.
So when
and
they
yeah,
accuse us of not doing anything, we've got a
Ugh.
lot to show them now, and it's 6 to 7 days a
Have
week.
you all been to Waverly?
Yeah.
I have not. I haven't even been to Randolph. I'd love to go
Oh,
Yeah.
one day.
I'll
you
actually
need to
be
come.
there on
You need to
Saturday.
come.
I
This
do.
place looks just like it did when it was occupied.
yeah.
It's still clean. It's still fixed up, nice. I mean, we even cleaned the carpets. If that tells you anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
So
we
it's
don't take down anything old. We leave it. The transom is above the windows with the hardware. Sure, we could
That
take
helps
them
with the
off and
experience.
cash them in and make money, but that's
no.
not what we do. We
Okay.
restore the inside and out, and we'll take down drywall and put plaster and lath back up.
Yeah,
So
good.
we try to keep it as it
In
was.
this day and age, you gotta ignore the bummers and just glory in the
Well,
niceness that comes from
him and
people.
his
Yeah.
twin brother are kind of plumbers and electricians and fix it all themselves.
I
And
don't do plumbing.
so him and his twin brother pretty much do almost all the work here.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Okay.
You can't afford
That's
not
awesome.
to. People think they'll
Yeah.
buy a place and open it up and just let people come in and make a bunch of money. And
No,
unless you
That's-
know how to do the work yourself, you won't make it because of all the. It's just it costs.
It's
money.
gotten too expensive
Yeah.
with everything anymore.
So you said the
So
well, he owns a building in Winchester too called the Stone Mansion.
I
It's
saw that. Oh, it's beautiful.
General Ashley. Well, a tornado hit it last March,
Oh,
and so the front
boo.
porch has been torn off.
a
of
year
it.
ago, last March.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yep.
been there. I haven't been to any of the buildings yet, but it's on my to-do list.
To do.
Good.
And
They got
I'm going to do it.
they got a
So-
lot of buildings. Their latest acquisition was the Jimmy Jones Nazarene Church down in Lynn. You know, that's where he was raised.
10 miles.
Oh.
10 miles down the road. And so they now own the Nazarene Church that Jimmy Jones was brought up in.
Oh wow.
And
So
so
Dan,
don't drink the Kool-Aid.
That,
don't drink. No,
That
try
Jimmy
not to
Jones.
ever.
so, yeah. So
Dan,
that's where his
where-
mind was formed, we like to think. But, you know, all the good he did prior to those last couple years outweighs the bad he did. But it's
yeah.
hard to, we're gonna make a, I don't know, a movie or something about it, just to show all the good he did.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
cool.
he did a lot. He was on his way to sainthood till he got into uppers, which makes
And
you very
then-
paranoid. Said it just wasn't enough time in the day to help people.
No.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
So
Tell me, Dan.
So
Dan,
we're going to show the good that he did
So-
first.
go ahead.
The National Stone was a general, or what do you call it?
Commissary.
Yeah.
He was Indiana's commissary general for all the Civil War troops from the state of Indiana.
So, yeah.
And so
so
he
I think
was a good guy too. He really was.
Then the old Blackford County Jail, John Dillinger was in there, but not for bank robbery, for petty crimes, because he was scoping out the bank. So and they were just going to tear it down for parking. So that's how we got into it in '96. So, and then we started working on the place, and weird things started happening. But in the very conservative Indiana, you don't tell people that you think you saw a ghost or whatever.
Yeah, I think you're
You'd
crazy.
be banished. So, and then ghost shows started coming out, and then word got out of all of our stuff that we saw and heard, and they ghost hunters came to us, and it's like, I don't know, we got walls down, this, that, and the other, and we'll pay you.
Okay.
I
Magic
like that.
word.
Yes.
Magic word.
Yeah, that's how we keep the places running.
If you guys come here and spend the night, you'll do something that Destination Fear hasn't done yet.
What?
Yeah.
That's right.
They
Spend the
haven't.
night.
They haven't been able to spend the night. They've been ran off from here.
I can spend the night there.
See,
We
I call
spend the
BS
night here.
on that. There is
And,
no place that I
Destination
can't
Fear
stay
has
the night
been ran
at.
off
Right.
twice.
Oh my
Well,
god.
that's their show, though, right?
Chelsea gets spooked
That's where they make their. That's where they make their bucks.
I got
That's how
a
they
video
make their
of her
money.
saying the basement of the asylum is the scariest place she's ever been to.
So earlier you said that
It's not my dog.
That's my dog.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
So,
Yes.
Yes.
You have
Okay.
any more questions, or
Yeah. Ted,
Yeah.
can you
Yeah,
hear me?
Ken does.
a couple
Yeah.
people? One person asked the question, then was there somebody else who wanted to know something?
Ken.
Yeah, I got a question. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I think they
Dan,
did. You say they messaged
Ted,
you? with
Dan, can you hear
questions?
me? They can't hear me.
They can hear you.
Okay, my question was earlier you
Don't
said
know. Okay.
the
I
building
think
was
we
in,
lost.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Can
I-
you hear us?
Can
you
yeah, I
hear-
can hear you
can you
guys.
hear
Can
me?
you hear Ken and Adrian?
Nope.
You can't hear
You
Ken
can't
and
hear me?
Adrian?
Nope.
I've been
Oh,
trying to
no.
ask a question for an
Can you
hour.
hear me now?
Adrian, Ken, we've never did hear.
Oh no.
Adrian's now
How can you not
gone.
hear me? Huh?
You're the only one we can hear now.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's weird.
Okay, let me.
I wondered
let me check.
why you were being silent.
No, because they were
I was
asking
trying to ask you.
questions.
I was trying to ask
Okay,
you.
we can't hear him. Sorry,
Okay.
we didn't. mean to- We weren't ignoring them.
What's
I
your
was trying to ask
question?
you-
Ken? Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Adrian.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out.
All right, Adrian, go ahead.
Well, he's trying to figure that out. I was asking you, Dan. You said you saw a half body
You have to
apparition too.
repeat
Where,
his question.
He said that you saw a half body apparition. And he wanted to know where it was located in the building.
That
Thank
was
you,
in
John.
the basement between the ladies' dining room and the kitchen.
And
No,
mine was
yes.
first floor men's side, about halfway down. I just walked in, and another military guy that I know would never believe, no matter what, walked in behind me. And so when I turned around to talk to him, that's when the apparition came from left to right through the door. It took about 3 steps, and it was at an angle and vanished before it got to the other side of the door. But I was so close to the door that I could see it take about 3 steps. But it did make it
Oh
to the other side
my.
of the door. So
Oh
That's
wow.
pretty
it
wild.
vanished.
He said that's pretty wild.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try again.
Yes. And we're in like I don't know, wasn't blue jean coveralls, but the gray or the brown looking type. I don't know what
Oh,
they're called. Yeah.
The work pants.
the
Yeah.
work
So,
pants.
Like
What Ken
Carhartt.
said.
like, yeah, like the brown Carhartt type thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Ken, what's your question?
Okay, my question is: you talked about the building
We've never
being
once
built in
heard Ken.
18.
You never
He's
once
been-
heard Ken? They
So
still
I'm
can't hear
sorry
you,
if we
Ken.
think we've been ignoring him. No, we never.
Oh, you
once heard
are.
him.
You are ignoring me.
He said you are.
Okay, Shauna.
Okay.
The
Sorry,
building.
No.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead, Ken.
The building was in 1898.
The
built,
building was in 1898 built.
but you said
But
98.
you
actually
said,
opened in
1898, 99.
1851.
Finished.
but the building actually opened in 1851.
So was there a different
Yeah.
building?
Was
It
there
was
a
a-
different?
It was a 2-story log cabin built on a limestone foundation,
Okay.
built in 1851. That was
Okay.
one mandated by the state. Now, needless to say, because the state mandated it, doesn't mean that the state had any money in it. They
Right.
didn't. They ordered the counties to build it. And so
Gotcha.
it was paid for by the taxpayers of the different counties.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
and then we
Okay.
had heat, light, cooking. Everything was fire, and they built the first building made of wood. And I'm surprised it lasts what.
And did it get burned down?
It lasted until 1857, and it burnt down.
Yeah.
Mm.
So then they
Oh.
built the second building. They said brick this time. And when they fired the brick on site, they didn't get the bricks hot enough. And so it kind of slowly dissolved. And so in 1896, they said, let's build it and let's do it right this time. Sorry for the past ones. They built it in the shape of a cross. So from the air, it looks like a cross. And
Yeah.
it was finished in December of 1899. And they built it on top of the 1851 foundation.
Okay.
Ah.
So,
Interesting.
And so the foundation that this particular building is still sitting on is the original 1851 building foundation that the building burnt down.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good to know. I was wondering about
I wonder
that
if we,
myself.
Adrian said he was wondering about that himself.
wonder if we logged out and back in, could we
Probably.
pick them back up? You want to
No,
try?
no.
You want us to try?
No,
Let's see.
no. I don't
No.
know.
He said
Everybody
no.
else on the show
We
is
have
hearing
like
us.
5 minutes, so
He said
Yeah,
everybody
so-
else is hearing him. Go ahead and let us know how people can get a hold of you and how they can reach out to you guys to be able to go to these
Let me
places.
grab a brochure. So
He's going to get a brochure
Yeah.
and show it to you.
you can tell the phone number and stuff. But
Now, I'm really looking forward to y'all coming down here and checking the place out. I think
I am too.
you'll like it.
You'll
Well,
probably hear
Ken,
me
you
there.
and I are going to have to go down there. Adrian said that he's looking really forward to it too.
Good.
yeah, you and I, will,
Good.
whichever
I'll make
way you-
sure that
Yeah.
Dan
You're
and
over
I
there.
both are here so we can both throw history around and show you around as much as possible.
I just
see.
Can you
I
see
like
that?
it. It's been a while.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Winchester, Indiana.
Yeah.
We get
All
that.
right, everybody. That's how you can do it.
Hopefully you can. Yeah. That way, with our Indiana
Go to the-
twang, maybe they won't understand us.
Well,
Hey, you can.
funny
you can
thing
find
is,
them
I
online.
met Dan before, and I got this.
Yes.
So I have the phone number.
Oh, good deal. Good deal.
Hey, was Dan at
So,
Troy Taylor's thing
does
last year?
Ken and
Wait.
Adrian have any questions, or do
Ken
you?
wants to know if you were at Troy Taylor's thing last year, Dan.
That's in
No, I
Alton,
don't think
Alton,
so.
Illinois.
In
mean-
Alton, Illinois?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay.
For
'Cause
you
look-
listeners out
'cause you look
there
fa-
and
he looked-
watchers,
Dan looks
you can go to
familiar.
hauntedrandolphcounty.com and you could
RandolphCounty.com. Yep.
hauntedrandolphcounty.com.
HauntedRandolphCounty.com. I'm sorry, Adrian. I'm sorry.
Shame.
It's saving the old properties.
Saving the old properties.
.com.
STOP.
Saving the old properties.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah.
Saving the old properties.
Okay. Stop
Yeah.
saving the old properties.
Yes, we purposely used saving the old properties, so the acronym is STOP, because we want people to stop tearing these places down.
So
Yeah,
the
that's
acronym is
what
STOP.
they're
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
So
Well,
are all of the
Oh,
sites
now
that he
you're
has,
gone.
So,
are they
can
in
you
the
hear me?
same area?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now we can. For a second, we couldn't.
I'm sorry. He asked if all the locations in the same area are around the same area.
Almost within an hour. There's 3 of them: the Stone Mansion, the Randolph County Asylum, and the Jim Jones Boyhood Church. All within 10 minutes of each other.
Okay.
Then we have the old Blackford County Jail and the Speakeasy over in Hartford City, which is about 45 minutes west of here. So
Amazing.
fairly
Amazing.
close. Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being on. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna see if we can actually get you to hear them in the backstage after the show. But don't go anywhere. Adrian, you want to say bye to everybody?
Bye to everybody. What?
Bye, everybody.
I'm gonna send you guys to the back room for just a second. Here we go. What do we got next week? I usually look,
hang on.
what-
Next week
who-
we have
next week.
nobody.
Yeah.
It's just
We-
Missouri.
What?
Yes, we don't have anybody for
How
the
did that happen?
15th. I don't know.
No,
It's my
it's just
week
Missouri.
and nobody. I
don't
thought we
know.
had somebody.
I thought we had somebody for April 15th.
Okay, just a moment. We
All right.
had Mike Ricksecker, not Mike Ricksecker. Mike Ricksecker, but I had to move
But he-
him
he
because
moved
he
it.
had a.
Oh,
So that's when we don't have
vacancy. Here's
anybody.
your chance. You want to be on the show? Contact us.
Exactly. Whoever.
All
We're
right,
open.
guys.
We're open. Otherwise, we're going to talk about taxes. Tax
Ted
season
and
ends
Dan,
that
don't go
day.
anywhere.
Bye, folks.
Bye,
Paranormal
everybody.
tax ghosts. Bye.
Okay, we're ending the show. Don't go anywhere.